sexy in the... Welcome to Raw is Jericho!
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Listen up, you blind slapnut.
If I can be serious for a minute.
This is the Flex Network. This is the Flex Network. Flex on them. Flex on everybody.
The real reason I came here tonight is because we are live!
We flex are NXT.
It's just time, folks!
Sweet! A little bit of the bubbly.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
For life.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages, another week, another edition of the Pro Wrestling Weekend Review Show here on the Flex Network. I am the Snowman with you for another show, live on the Facebook, live on the YouTube channels, yet live on our Twitter page. Man, what a week of wrestling we've had. To be honest, to be real honest, it was a pretty good week in wrestling. We had one hell of a main event on Dynamite with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. Holy cow. What a bloodbath on that. I mean, not really a bloodbath, but a bloody good time of a match. NXT was good. I mean, it was great. Raw was good. SmackDown was good. Sacrifice was great this past Saturday. We now know what's coming up on the horizon for Impact come April 24th. It's going to be so good. We got more matches coming up for WrestleMania. We got Fastlane this Sunday. We just got a lot of things going on. So let's get straight into it. We'll talk a little bit about what went down this week as it progresses, but let's kick off with some news that has been circulating around. Announcement today that the one, the only Mr. Eric Bischoff is going to be joining the 2021 class of the Hall of Fame for WWE. That is just going to be so sweet to see the Bischoff in the WWE Hall of Fame. And you know what? I will give it to he has very well deserved it. I mean, think about it. This is the one person on this earth that has taken the fight to Mr. McMahon in the late 90s. I mean, 83 weeks straight beating Monday Nitro, or sorry, WWE Monday Night Raw was getting their asses handed to them for 83 weeks straight by WCW and Monday Nitro. Former WWE Raw general manager. And I kind of want to say it was the it was the longest tenured, because he was when Mr. McMahon had announced, that since he was the 100% control owner after being Ric Flair in that street fight on Raw in 2002, now it's okay. We're going to split. I mean, the brands are going to stay split. We're going to have general managers. Eric Bischoff was the first inaugural general manager, and he held that position all the way through to 2006, if I'm not mistaken. 2006, 2007 time frame. to only get fired, getting tossed in a dumpster by Mr. McMannequin. But for what he has done, I mean, literally, the man who created the NWO, the OGs, the one behind the mic, literally ran WCW in the late 90s and came up with Nitro, came up with Thunder, took it from a struggling Midwestern territories, Midwest territory feel down there in hot Atlanta, Georgia, and to take it to the point where it was going to be a very well contention to knock out WWE, only to get the finger point of doom and everything changed. The complexion. I mean, yeah, literally everything that went wrong ever since that finger point of doom. WCW starts to take a nose, or starts to go down. We got Vince Russo taking over, Bischoff leaving, coming back, working together, and everything that went, from 99, the 2000 and 2001 to the close. I mean, granted, he's had a even longer career being a part of the AWA as a announcer, backstage announcer. So, I mean, it's not like this guy's not been around the business. He's not just been, someone brand new that we have never seen before when WCW was open. He was there from 89 to 91 at the American Wrestling Association, the AWA, Vern Gagne's AWA. So he had time to hone his craft, and he did very well to the point. Obviously, he went to WCW, was their C-show announcer starting at the Great American Bash in 91, moved on to essentially run WCW, and then the rest is history. So this is just, it's just great news to hear that Eric Bischoff is now going to be joining the 2021 class, along with Amali Holly as the 2021 inductees so far, and then along with the 2020 class that was holdover from stinking COVID. We're going to get that coming up in April for the Hall of Fame. Other news, WrestleMania tickets are on sale, ladies and gentlemen. If you are planning or wanting to plan to fly on down, head on down, drive on down to Tampa Bay, tickets are on sale for WrestleMania 37 both nights. Pre-sales are up. But just be forewarned that max capacity at the moment is going to be 25,000 fans both nights. So in essence, a total of 50,000 for the combined unit for both nights at WrestleMania. So just be forewarned. Right now, we don't even know what's going to be on night one. We don't know what's going to be on night two. We just know what is going to be at WrestleMania. So if you're going to be thinking, oh, you know what? Let's get tickets to night one and we'll get a great show. But if you're wanting to see, say, Edge versus Roman Reigns at the moment for the WWE Universal title, and they're scheduled for night two as the main event, you're going to be, you can only do one night. You're going to be squat out of luck if you just buy night one. So just be forewarned right now that, tickets right now are on sale for both nights. And of course, they're going to be bought in, tickets are available in pods of 1 to 6 people. All 6 are going to be are going to be together. You can't split them. You can't sell them out. You will have the tickets there, only you. So if you buy 6 tickets, they're yours and the people that you're going to bring. They cannot be from other, can't be, from other areas. You can't split them off and say, okay, I'm selling these two. It's like, no, you can't do that. They will 86 those tickets like that. And then, of course, they have their rules that I'm pretty sure that you will be informed of if you are going to buy these tickets and going to go down to Florida. So just be forewarned. But yeah, WrestleMania's 37 tickets are on sale, pre-sale right now, I believe. And actually, no, they're past pre-sale. They were started on Tuesday, so tickets are on sale. Go and get them if you can, or if you want to go travel to Florida next month. But it should be fun next 2 weeks or for 2 days. I mean, granted, this year's WrestleMania weekend, or should I say WrestleMania week, is just going to be jam-packed. Monday Night Raw, the Hall of Fame. You got Takeover, Stand and Deliver both nights. I mean, granted, no one's going to be, it's going to be at the Performance Center if I'm corrected. The Performance Center is going to host Takeover, so you can't go and check out like normal on a WrestleMania weekend. I mean, granted, we're still not near normal. SmackDown on Friday, and then WrestleMania on Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to be jam-packed, guys. If you're not going to Florida, just get a bucket of popcorn for the next for the 7 days, and 6 days, and just enjoy wrestling for that entire week. Literally, you're going to have a lot of stuff to watch coming up in the month of April. Other little news, WWE has started rolling out on the Peacock net service. So it started today, guys. Peacock has WWE content on its site. So, and I'm just going to give you my reaction as I have it, on my next screen right here. I am not really a big fan of what the organization process is with it right now at the moment. Just for what I've been used to in the WWE network for the last several years. For the pay-per-views in the organization, to a point, I get it. I mean, yeah, it's in order. So if say, okay, I want to watch a Royal Rumble. They have it separated by seasons, and not by years, by seasons. Like this past one was season 34. This was the 34th edition of the Royal Rumble, and I'm not really keen on that. It's like, I understand, in your guys' network that you guys have, TV shows and stuff like that are organized by seasons, and okay, check that out. But I think after a while, when you're starting to change, get everything organized there more and everything properly placed, you need to get rid of the seasons. Mantra. It's like, okay, no, you need to do 2000, in order, 2021, 2020, in just the year order, not a season order, because again, that's going to confuse a lot of people to like, okay, we're watching the Royal Rumble season 30. What the heck is that? It's like, oh, it's the 2017 Royal Rumble. It's like, okay. Or I want to search, see, okay, let's find the 1999 Royal Rumble. Where's that at? That is season 12. That makes no sense. And the same thing goes with, same thing with all the other pay-per-views. I mean, two that are on you right now. Elimination Chamber, the Rumble, WrestleManias. That one's even not cool. I mean, 32 seasons? No. I'm sorry, 30, yeah, it's just so not well organized to a point. I mean, it's somewhat organized, but it's not in the best organization that we've been used to on the WWE network. Okay, if I want to go to Raw, in 2021 or 2002 year, and then it gives me the to a point. There are, it's still early. Remember, it just came out today, just rolled out today, and the network itself still has a lot of time to get worked on, as more things are going to be added between now and SummerSlam. Because that's what the baseline is to get a lot of the stuff transferred from the WWE network over to Peacock is by SummerSlam. So, and again, starting April 4th, for anyone out there, WWE Network here in the United States is going to be sunsetting and shutting down, and everything will be over on Peacock starting that. That is your only source to get the pay-per-views, besides your cable or local cable subscriber. So yeah, that's the only place you're going to see a lot of the pay-per-views going forward, starting April 4th, as the WWE Network will be shut down. A lot of the stuff is going to be on. A lot of the stuff that's on the network right now is just going to take time to get over to Peacock, which will be between now and SummerSlam. So be patient, guys. But overall, the outlook on the Peacock, it has its own section on the Peacock stream service, so you can go to the WWE section. But again, they still have a lot of organization and changing some words around, lettering around to make it feel like somewhat the WWE Network, to where we're not looking for seasons, we're looking for years, like organize it by years, we don't care about the seasons. So now, and even for Raw, they only have they don't have nearly all, actually I think they have all the seasons of Monday Night Raw. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, that on Peacock, that they have the Monday Night Raw, all the Monday Night Raws. I want to say that, but SmackDown, they only have like the last 2 years right now. Only the last 2 years of SmackDown, which is kind of, I kind of get it to a point, because again, SmackDown's on Fox, Raw's on USA under their umbrella, so they want to put like, okay, let's get all of the the WWE Raws on here that we can, and then we'll slowly put in the old SmackDowns. That's kind of messing up a little bit, just to say the least. Only 3 years of SmackDown, technically 3 seasons of SmackDown, because again, it's on Fox. But Raw, if it will allow me to, Monday Night Raw, 14 years. They have 14 years of Monday Night Raw right now, all the way back to 2008. So right now, 2008 is the last season that they have, at least through September 1st. So if you're thinking of trying to watch anything past September 1st of 2008 on Peacock, you are squat out of luck, because they do not have that right now. It's just, again, a lot of taking time to get everything over, but should be a very interesting experience between now and August. Other than that, last little thing. This past Wednesday, there was some people missing from NXT TV. I guess they had to change it on the fly, or not really on the fly, but as there was another outbreak of COVID at the performance centers, so a lot of wrestlers were pulled from Wednesday's show and are in quarantine. So, take it for what you will on that, but it's another edition of outbreak in the performance center, who is not available today. So, but otherwise, I don't think there was really that much all info for news today. So let's get on with what went down in the week of wrestling. This past weekend we had a Sacrifice on this past Saturday. Big implications for next month, going forward with Rebellion coming up on the 24th of April for Impact. And let's get into it. We had tag team matchup between Decay and Reno Scum. It was a okay match between Black Taurus and Crazy Steve taking on Reno Scum. Decay picks up the victory. I'm actually just gonna go the couple matches here. The ones that were the very important ones. Eddie Edwards taking on Brian Myers in a hold harmless match. That one was a great match right there to watch. Chaos and ensuing calamity between these guys. Eddie Edwards picks up the victory over Brian Myers. Finn Juice taking on the Good Brothers for the Impact World Tag Team titles. This was a great tag team matchup for these tag team titles up there in Impact for the men's side. Finn Juice, representing the New Japan Pro Wrestling, picks up the victory. They are your new Impact World Tag Team Champions. We got a unified Impact World title match and the TNA World Heavyweight title in a unification match between Rich Swan and Moose. This was a damn good match. And of course, the winner facing Kenny Omega next month, the Rebellion. Title versus title, the Impact World title up and the AEW World title up for grabs. Damn, that's gonna be impressive. And again, the title unification match was awesome. You had Moose literally picking up Rich Swan on up the top rope and doing a fall away slam moonsault on top of Rich Swan. That was freaking insane. But it wasn't enough for Moose as Rich Swan picks up the victory as the unified, the undisputed Impact World Champion, as the TNA World title is now bye-bye, so long, farewell. So now we know Rich Swan will challenge Kenny Omega title for title next month, the Rebellion, on the 24th of April. And we also have a rematch between Finn Juice and the Good Brothers for the Impact World Tag Team titles announced for Rebellion. That should be a damn good pay-per-view coming up next month. SmackDown this past week. We'll do a little background change for SmackDown this past week. Street Profits, Rey Mysterio and Dominic taking on Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, the SmackDown World Tag Team Champs. And Chad Gable and Otis in an 8-man tag team action. It's a good match between Street Profits, Mysterios, as they pick up the victory over the tag team champs and Chad Gable and Otis. One-on-one action with Cesaro taking on Murphy. Cesaro picks up the victory in a disqualification thanks to Murphy. Actually, not really thanks to Murphy, but it was a decent match. Let's just be honest with that. Tamina and Natalya taking on Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Banks and Belair are looking to get the women's tag team titles off of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax coming up this Sunday at Fastlane. I'm not really too convinced that that they're going to get the tag team titles off of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax unless something screwy happens and we walk into a situation walking into WrestleMania that we're going to have women's tag team champion versus women's tag team champion. I'm not seeing that. So the idea of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, getting challenged by Banks and Belair this close to WrestleMania when they're supposed to be going heads up for the SmackDown Women's title, I'm not really believing that it's going to end well for these girls this Sunday. But either way, they lost to to Tamina and Natalya in tag team action this past Friday. Big E taking on Sami Zayn. Big E picking up the victory in a great matchup between him and Sami Zayn. But we do know what's coming up tomorrow night on SmackDown. Edge will be wrestling in his first match back on SmackDown since March 25th, 2011. And far enough, it was against one Scottish psychopath named Drew McIntyre. He'll take on Jey Uso, and the winner will be the special guest enforcer at Fastlane. And then the SmackDown Women's title is up for grabs as Sasha Banks will be challenged by Nia Jax. SmackDown was, again, like I said earlier, SmackDown was good, but it's one of those things where you gotta find something to niche on about, and not really a whole lot of things to be niching about with SmackDown these days, to a point. Raw this past week, setting up pretty well for Fastlane this coming Sunday. Drew McIntyre taking on The Miz. We found out that Drew will be taking on Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. That one I cannot wait for at WrestleMania to see what's going to happen with these two monsters. Drew made The Miz tap out using Bobby Lashley's hurt lock submission just to send a message to Bobby Lashley. Women's tag team action. We had Dana Brooke and Manny Rose taking on Naomi and Lana. It was an okay matchup. During the match, we had Asuka come out, distract. Actually took Shayna Baszler off of commentary. They fought on the ramp. Dana and Mandy Rose pick up the victory over Naomi and Lana. I'm still not sold on the Naomi and Lana tag team yet. I feel like you gotta give me more time with it before I can actually feel like this is going to be a true tag team. New Day taking on the Hurt Business for the Raw tag team titles, and this was a darn good Raw tag team championships matchup this past Monday. Back and forth action. The New Day picking up the victory and are your new 11-time WWE Raw Tag Team Champions of the world. Holding on to getting the gold for the 11th time, guys. 11 times Tag Team Champions of the world. I wonder where that will put them in the equation for best tag team of all time. I mean, the Dudley Boys are one of the best, or actually the best. 22-time World Tag Team Champions across multiple companies. WCW, the one time. ECW, New Japan, Old Japan, WWF. So they literally holding those tag team titles for the longest time, or not really the longest time, but the most times, puts them up there in the best of all time. Let's see. Most tag team reigns. Let's see. Specific record. Okay, well, New Day is the longest tag team champions with 483. Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit more because actually they would be, with the New Day winning 11 times, obviously the SmackDown, the WWE, and the Raw tag team titles. I feel like that should put them up with Harlem Heat. Yeah, that should. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, because they have won 11 times, so they have beaten the Harlem Heat at least in WWE's world, they've beaten their WCW World Tag Team reign of 11 times. But again, gotta love when people don't keep accurate accounts of longest. But I feel like New Day holding on to the Raw or being tag team champions for the 11th time puts them above the Harlem Heat and their 10 reigns as WCW World Tag Team Champs. But yeah, let me just double check while we're here at the moment. Raw Tag Team titles for SmackDown 7 times. Yeah, they're 11 times. They should be obviously one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. Most reigns ever so far. But still got a long ways to go. But yeah, I mean, it was a great matchup on Raw, and especially this close to Fastlane and this close to WrestleMania. Because again, WrestleMania, we're gonna speak of WrestleMania, the New Day getting challenged by AJ Styles and almost that giant bodyguard of AJ Styles for the Raw Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. That is going to be interesting to say the least. I want to see how AJ Styles and almost work together between now and WrestleMania. So it's going to be a good, interesting, actually, yeah, 1, 2, 3 weeks. 3, 4 weeks, actually 4-ish, under 3 weeks. 3 to 4-ish weeks till WrestleMania, April 10th. So coming up Saturday, Sunday, it'll be 3 weeks. We're 3 weeks away from this Saturday and Sunday. We'll be 3 weeks out from WrestleMania. And it'll be interesting to see how Omos and AJ Styles handle themselves as a tag team. Now, granted, Omos is a giant. He gon' hurt. He gonna make someone hurt. Just as Xavier Woods, no offense. But moving on. Damian Priest beats Jackson Ryder in one-on-one action. Afterwards, The Miz just decides to act all Jeff Jarrett-ish on Bad Bunny and try to break a guitar over Bad Bunny, but that didn't work. Trying to tell, Bad Bunny to choke on this, slap nuts with a guitar shot. Didn't work, obviously. Asuka taking on Shayna Baszler, one-on-one action. Asuka beats Shayna, and Shayna not really trying to get payback, or trying to get her teeth knocked out from Asuka, as Asuka looking to get payback from a couple weeks ago, where she kicked Asuka right in the face and knocked out her 2 front teeth. So it should be interesting to see who's going to be the one challenging Asuka coming up at WrestleMania, let alone what's going to happen between now, or even what's going to happen at Fastlane this Sunday. U.S. title up for grabs. Riddle taking on Mustafa Ali. Now, I've been liking Riddle more and more every week, guys. It's especially with the New Day. I can imagine New Day on Raw joining up with Matt Riddle, just the New Day bros, guys. That would be a special team right there, because you would have the Raw Tag Team Champions and the current U.S. champ as a team. And especially with the scooter, they go out and get some scooters and just ride around them and play video games. Like, that would be so fun to watch these 3 on Raw. Not discrediting Big E over on SmackDown, but to watch these 3 right now on Raw do some damage. That would be fun. And it was even more funny with seeing how Mustafa Ali was going to, just talking to his guys. And all of a sudden, right before, the U.S. title match, you just see Matt Riddle just zooming through the meet like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? You're going to right to my meet? I'm like, ugh. It was too funny and too perfectly timed, to say the least, to watch Matt Riddle just break up a meme with Retribution. But Riddle picks up the victory over Mustafa Ali, retains the U.S. title. And then main event, Lashley taking on Sheamus one-on-one. That was a real good match to watch, as Lashley defeating Sheamus in one-on-one action. We did get one match that we thought we were supposed to get. But then didn't officially start. But Braun Strowman taking on Shane McMahon. Okay, sit down and buckle up, kids. Because let's get something straight with Shane McMahon here. I've been a fan of Shane McMahon since he came in. Young Simba can go, guys. I mean, go back and watch your history with Shane McMahon in the ring. Former European champion, former hardcore champion. This young Simba, Shane McMahon, the heir to the McMahon throne, I would think, is a hardcore wrestler. I mean, to a point, but a street fight hardcore wrestler. And he's had the most craziest moments in WWE history with Steve Blackman falling off the side of the SummerSlam set back in 2000, getting kendo stick in. Actually, I don't know why I did that. I have a sound effect for that. But either way, just drops like a stone. Backlash against Big Show in 01. The elbow drop from the Backlash stage through the heart of the Big Show. Facing off against Kane in 2003 at Unforgiven. Again, driving the elbow through Kane's heart, but completely missed because he rolled out of the way. Doing the same thing in a street fight, in an ambulance match against Kane at Survivor Series in 03. Craziest moments right there. Dropping elbows on Test in 1999 at King of the SummerSlam. The Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania in Dallas. From the Hell in a Cell. He just has these crazy moments on and on. And he picks the fights with the biggest guys in the room. And I'm not talking about the big. I'm talking giant. And he always seems to do the craziest stuff. But here's the thing. Shane McMahon, young Simba, is no longer young Simba anymore. He's more like, he's Simba. Just a little bit older. And while the last two Hell in a Cell matches that he's been a part of and dropping those elbows, missing The Undertaker and missing on Kevin Owens, he got old. He's gotten a little bit more older. And now to pick a fight with Braun Strowman, that probably would not be the smartest thing in the world to do. No pun intended to what they're doing on TV. But Shane McMahon, to his credit, outsmarting and outthinking Braun this past Monday on Raw, dropping the elbow from the top rope onto the announce table. But the thing that is going to really hurt this poor Simba is the fact that he decided to green slime the Monster Among Men. I mean, yeah, it was probably paint, but still it was green slime to a point, at least in my view. Green slimed him. And you know those moments in time where you realize you do something, and then as is happening, you get that moment where it stops and black and white saying, bad decision, bad decision, bad decision, bad decision, and you still do it anyway? That's what happened. I feel like this past week on Monday Night Raw with Shane McMahon sliming Braun Strowman. That is one monster I would not want to piss off or humiliate in any way, shape, or form. He could kill you. And I don't know how the heck Shane is going to get out of this one. I don't know if something's gonna happen at Fastlane, or even better yet, we're gonna get something at WrestleMania. And good God, I believe we're gonna have a crazy moment at WrestleMania. If it involves Shane McMahon and a stadium, ladies and gentlemen, batten down the hatches and make sure everything is locked away, because this is gonna get crazy. I wouldn't even be surprised. Let me even go one step further. If we see something with Shane McMahon taking on Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, I will guarantee you on this show right now, mark it down, March 18th, 2021. I am marking it right now that WrestleMania, Shane McMahon is going to fly off of the freaking pirate ship at James Raymond Stadium. I will guarantee it that if Shane and Braun are going to go one-on-one, there's going to be something that involves the pirate ship down there at Tampa Bay at James Raymond Stadium that Shane McMahon is just going to go flying off of it, or he's going to, take a running dive, or he's just going to drop just jump off of it, holy hell, help me, what am I doing, and drop the elbow, or just run and jump off of it. But Shane McMahon in a pirate ship, crazy things are going to happen. And we're going to have another WrestleMania moment. It may hurt like hell for Shane and a little bit for Braun, but we're going to have a WrestleMania moment. Not as big as WrestleMania 30 or what? 28, I want to say. No. I have to try to remember my WrestleManias in order. No, WrestleMania 30 was in New Orleans. 31 was that was in California. Now I'm trying to remember the Hell in a Cell one off the top of my head. No, 32. It was 30. It was WrestleMania 32 in Dallas. It's going to be crazy. It will not be as big a moment as that one. Granted, he missed. Had he hit the elbow, mind blown, shut the door, we're done. That is the WrestleMania moment of all else. But it's going to be very crazy, this WrestleMania. I hope that they do something with that pirate ship and Shane McMahon. Just say it. But that is it for the Monday Night Raw recap. Let's head on over to NXT this past week. And things are starting to set up, guys. We're starting to set up for TakeOver Stand and Deliver. We do know that Finn Balor will take on Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship. And, potentially other things are going to be set up as well. But let's look at what went down to NXT. Dexter Loomis taking on Austin Theory. Loomis beating Austin Theory in one-on-one action. Legado del Fantasma taking on Breezango in tag team action. It was a good matchup right there with Legado del Fantasma picking up the win over the former NXT Tag Team Champions of Breezango. Women's one-on-one action. Dakota Kai taking on Zoe Stark. Dakota Kai, of course, not as well in the mood, especially tag team wise, because again, coming off of 2 tag team losses in a row, one for the women's tag team titles, and then immediately losing their NXT women's tag team titles this past week. Hopefully that these two can get on the same page next week in tag team action against Io Shirai and Zoe Stark in tag team action. Tommaso Ciampa taking on Marcel Barthel, member of Imperium. And that one was a real good technical match right there. Tommaso Ciampa picking up the victory. And then afterwards, we get the reigning NXT United Kingdom champion of the world, Walter, coming on out. And let's get something straight, even more so about Walter. You think Braun is a beast? Walter is a freaking tank of his own, guys. I mean, this English ring general can chop someone's soul out of their body. And if you don't believe me, I can show you as to what he did to poor Tommaso Ciampa after the match, where he just can chop someone's soul from their body. And it's so loud and it's so proud, it makes Big Show's look like a hand slap compared to Walter's chop that can just knock someone's soul directly out of their body. Yeah, the clip. Just listen. Well, I'm sorry, but I think Tommaso Ciampa's soul went that way. His body went down. Holy enchilada, guys. Literally, go back and watch. Just search Walter Chops. WWE Walter Chops. They hurt your soul. And there's not even a warning for this, like Big Shows and just the chop. It just comes. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It makes you want to just tell Walter, like, I'm sorry, I ran into your hand. I need to go that way. My soul went, my body's here, but my soul went that way. I need to go pick it up. Oh, his chops are just brutal, to say the least, guys. And it's just so devastating. Moving on from that soul hurting chop. LA Knight making his debut on the NXT brand. Sorry, I can't wait. LA Knight. Why am I doing it? It's I need to be doing it correctly. It is LA Knight, dummy. Yeah. Taking on Austin Gray. Colossus coming out and causing a distraction, trying to get into LA Knight's head, but unfortunately LA Knight picks up the victory. Dummy, yeah. And then, of course, main event, NXT Tag Team Champs defending against Finn Balor and Karrion Kross. Danny Burch and Oney Larkin taking on Finn and Kross. And what's funny is that Danny and Oney got suckered into it. And not the, traditional, like, yeah, I could beat you guys. Why don't you put the tag team titles up for grabs? No. They got played by Karrion Kross's Scarlett just to, turn on the female charm and kind of, actually not even kind of, just instigated them to want to put the tag team titles up for grabs against Finn and Karrion. It was like, dude, I would think that both Danny and Oney, after getting out, within a certain degree of away from Scarlett, be like, wait, what just happened out there? Wait, dude, we just got played. We just got played and we have to put the tag team titles up for grabs. Come on, man. We got suckered by a female. Again. But it was a good matchup. Of course, Finn and Karrion building up for Takeover Stand and Deliver next month. Actually, in a couple weeks, guys. In 3 weeks. Actually, we're under 3 weeks now with them. And I cannot wait for this match. Finn Balor taking on Karrion Kross. We also do know that probably will probably happen at Takeover. But we're probably going to get NXT Women's title up for grabs. Io Shirai taking on Raquel Gonzalez, as Raquel has been handed a contract for a shot at the women's title. We do also know that next week, NXT General Manager William Regal will make an announcement concerning Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole and their situation, probably for Takeover also. And of course, we're probably also going to get more announcements for Stand and Deliver Takeover with Jordan Devlin and Santos Escobar. Heads up, Unified Cruiserweight Championship opportunity. And now, before I continue on that one, the situation with Jordan Devlin and Santos Escobar in the Cruiserweight title. Santos, I get the bravado, and you've been being a great interim Cruiserweight champion this past year with the pandemic and Jordan not being able to come on over from the UK to defend the Cruiserweight Championship that he won at Worlds Collide last year. Actually, yeah, let me see. Worlds Collide back in January 25th, 2020. Okay, so a year. And you've been a great interim champion, but the fact is you are an interim Cruiserweight champion. You won the title because Devlin couldn't travel because of the pandemic. So for the time being, until Jordan Devlin was able to, we had the interim Cruiserweight Championship tournament all the way back at the, near the start of the pandemic, which was what? WrestleMania. Let's see. So that was after Portland. That was right before, April. Yeah. So April. Yeah. So that was back in April. Yeah, Mr. Escobar. That was all the way back in April that we had the interim Cruiserweight Championship tournament starting. April 15th. So you're the interim champion. Jordan is the real Cruiserweight champion. You were just a placeholder for this man until he got back. Well, guess what? That day has come, man, and we're going to get that. We're finally going to see. Now, yes, I do believe you should have first crack at the undisputed Cruiserweight Championship opportunity. And you're going to get that because this is something we all want to see. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. But we also know that next week also we're going to get a NXT Women's Tag Team title match with Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon taking on Aaliyah and Jessie Camilla from the Robert Stone brand. And NXT looks pretty good as of right now to start off as we head straight for the final stretch of WrestleMania. Quickly head on over to Dynamite, talk about what went down over there at AEW this past week. It was St. Patrick's Day Slam to raise a toast on the day after 316 Day. And another day of drinking for everyone. One-on-one action with Cody taking on Pentagon Jr. Cody picks up the victory in a great matchup right there. Jade picking up a victory over Donnie Jordan in one-on-one women's action. And a huge 10-man tag. We had Matt Hardy, Private Party, Butcher, and Blade taking on Jurassic Express and Bear Country. It was a good matchup all around. Matt Hardy, Private Party, and Butcher and Blade pick up the victory in the 10-man tag. Mox and Eddie Kingston taking on the Good Brothers in tag team action. John Moxley and Eddie Kingston picking up a victory there. Ray Phoenix taking on Angelico. Ray Phoenix picking up the victory in a great matchup right there. And then main event time, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker in a lights out match, unsanctioned by the AEW by the group, so it would not count for anything, is just unsanctioned. And one hell of a bloody good time of a fight. Britt Baker busted up and bleeding all over the place. Thunder Rosa getting busted open with ladders, tables, thumbtacks. It was just crazy. Thunder Rosa picking up the victory over Britt Baker. Now, I know in this day and age that a lot of great matches don't have the blood. But I think what Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker did at last night on Dynamite in their lights out match, it needed that blood. I'm someone that believes that a really good feud, a really good match that takes even if it's my best example, Austin versus McMahon, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. It needed blood. Now every match on the card does not need to have someone busted open. Let's be honest with that. But the real good matches, the matches everyone pays to see, everyone wants to see, everyone's sitting up and saying, "Here, take my money." They want to see the blood because it's so good. That rivalry, that match could be so much good and so much better when there's blood involved. And Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker busting their butts, leaving it all out there, their pride, their blood, their sweat, their tears. And that matchup, and that lights out match was beautiful. And it was one of the best matches I've seen so far on Dynamite this year right now. Whew. Bar none. Cut the check right now. Till someone else comes along and delivers that kind of matchup right there between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, that bloody match is the top match for me in 2021 for AEW. Bar none. And we also know that MJF's new group with FTR, Tully Blanchard, himself, Wardlow, and Sean Spears is known as the Pinnacle. And you know what? I cannot wait to see what these guys are going to go up against the Inner Circle. Can't wait. It's going to be very fun to watch. But that is gonna be it for me. Because that is it for AEW, and that is it for me, guys. I've got nothing left in the tank for this week. Actually, why am I saying I'm done? I gotta go run down what we know so far coming up in the next little while. Fastlane this Sunday, guys. We know for sure we'll probably get some more announcements coming up on tomorrow night on SmackDown, and then of course, who knows what we're going to get for pre-show this Sunday at Fastlane, the final stop on the road to WrestleMania. We know that we're going to get the WWE Women's Tag Team titles up for grabs. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending against SmackDown's Sasha and Bianca Belair. Universal titles up for grabs. Roman Reigns will take on Daniel Bryan for the Universal title. We will have a special guest enforcer. That all depends on what happens tomorrow night on SmackDown between Edge and Jey Uso. Winner will be the special guest enforcer. Apollo Crews will get a shot at the Intercontinental Championship as he takes on Big E in one-on-one action. Drew McIntyre will take on Sheamus one-on-one. We know for right now we might probably get a little bit more ante up from their last encounter on Raw last week. Or this, not this past week, but the following week. And then an intergender match, we're going to get Alexa Bliss challenging Randy Orton one-on-one. That is set up for this Sunday. And that is going to be it for me, guys. Again, Fastlane is going to be on both the WWE Network and on Peacock. This will be the final pay-per-view event to be on the WWE Network, as starting with I would start with night 2 of NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. That will be the start of the pay-per-views exclusively on Peacock. And of course, WrestleMania will all be on Peacock next month. So enjoy Fastlane this week on the WWE Network and on Peacock, as they're both going to be done on both apps, or streaming services. But that's going to be it for me, guys. I've got nothing left in the tank for this week. Let me run down our normal spiel for the week. Be sure to like and subscribe to all of our content and all of our pages, guys. We're on Facebook. You can find us there. And you should be watching this anyhow. Like and subscribe. Share us with everybody that you know. We love more views, and we're getting ready for football season, guys. The draft's coming up. Free agency is on their way right now. I'm sure a lot of our guys are going to be talking about what's been going on coming up soon. You should be liking and subscribe to us on Twitter as well. All of our content there. We're everywhere, guys. We have a lot of pages that you guys should be liking and subscribing to. You should be following us at the Flex Network 1 for your football and fantasy football content on Twitter. You should be following us at MMA Evergreen for your MMA, UFC fighting content right there. And on the flip side, you should be following us at the Flex Network, at the FlexNet _PW Elite for all your wrestling content. And of course, you should be following us and liking us on our YouTube pages, guys. Flex Network and Flex Network Wrestling is where we are at for all of our content. We are on that podcast. We are on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on all the big names. If we are not somewhere where you listen to podcasts, let us know. Drop a comment, drop an email. We will get there. We will flex, and we will bring you the content that you shall desire, guys. But that is going to be it for me, guys, for the week. I will see you guys next week as we will talk about what went down at Fastlane, as it will be a full straight shot down the I-5 corridor on the road to WrestleMania, as Fastlane is the last stop, guys. We got nowhere else to go but straight to Tampa Bay in the next couple weeks. But that is it for me, guys. I am the Snowman. I will see you guys next week. Peace out.
This has been Pro Wrestling Weekend Review Show.
You got some fellow Canadians.
But when you're from Calgary,
Where's that?
Alberta, Canada,
A one-way first-class ticket to Larryland.
What is it with you folks coming to Florida? Stay in your own country.
This is the Flex Network. This is the Flex Network. Flex on them. Flex on everybody. Right here.
Why me? Why me? Why me?
don't blame Canada, blame yourself.
Feels like showtime every minute to me. I can't help it.
No. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Ta-ta for now.
We're out of time. Good night on Nitro.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Well, you're welcome, Jurassic Slap.